My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today, from the house of MEMO Paris, I am reviewing Oriental leather eau de parfum. This is £235 for 75ml. Oriental leather eau de parfum by MEMO Paris' rich, dizzying fragrance that summons the striking splendor of Oman in its patchouli leather wake. Aniseed, cinnamon and vanilla radiates from under its velvet veil like the warmth of a garden desert sands sun-kissed peaks. So we have fiery chili peppers, cilantro. Oh, I hate cilantro. Lavender. Create the opening chord. The heart is made. Geranium, cinnamon, and tea. Or tea's bit of a funny note. The base closes with the empowering leather accord, touched by notes of patchouli, clove, benzoin, and vanilla. Do we have our bottles of Oriental leather by MEMO? Are we engaged with the higher self? Let's get testing. So this I should love, because I kind of love Oriental fragrances. I like leather, I like all of this. The bottle's really lovely. Let's look at the atomizer. Okay, let's apply the fragrance. Very nice. The last few ones I've been a little bit I don't really have a thought about what I thought, so they couldn't have been that super fantastical. But by this point, I've done so many reviews, it's all a bit of a blur. Beautifully constructed fragrance. That tea note's been done beautifully. The wood notes are beautiful. The sweetness is beautiful. The leather is beautiful. This is kind of like dead on, if you go too far out this way with the leather or too out this way with the woods or too out this way with something else, it would have been a disaster. But this is really nicely created. The patchouli in it is gorgeous. I love the sweetness in it. So I love sweeter fragrances, and this is a sweet leather, woody patchouli fragrance. I think coumarin and vanillin are instantly likable raw materials. I've never met anyone yet who doesn't enjoy that finish. Maybe you don't like Oriental sweet fragrances. The choice of woods is key to this. To create leather or a leather finish, there are so many ways to do it, and you don't always go to Sebque Quinlone or sulfurine or suede oil. You don't always go for that. You can finish a leather fragrance with wood-like raw materials like Luxolone, Credember, Jarvanol, Timbrone, Limonol. All of that can give a leather finish, and sometimes that sort of wood leather finish is more appealing than leather finish, if that makes sense to you, because sometimes our perception of leather is sort of like soft suede rather than the inside of a new car, or when you get into a taxi that's been cleaned, and I don't know quite sometimes what they do, but it smells very leather and quite unappealing. So I met someone once who was addicted to leather. I think she used to lick leather seats or something. I'm sure she used to do that. She loved like leather, the smell of new leather cars. So this could have been, not only could it have been leather, but they also could have given it a plum finish as well in it, because the dinesco molecules are giving this a beautiful warmth and fruity quality. And Middle Eastern fragrances, I think, not always, but sometimes, I think the really ones which I really enjoy are the sort of slightly sweeter fruit like fig, the plum, those sort of like dark fruits like raisins, and all of those finishes are particularly appealing for me personally. And this is all within this. On to my final thoughts. This is beautiful. I love it. Delicious fragrance. It is smooth, round. Not particularly voluminous. I gotta say, it's not giving me volume. It's giving me sort of like substantial nature to it that sort of radiates off for the choice of raw materials. But it's thoroughly enjoyable. This is my sort of style of perfumery, where you've got sort of slight sweet fruity notes in there with some sort of wood raw materials, some sort of slightly amberwood raw materials, some animal notes in there as well. It sort of smells Middle Eastern, smells absolutely gorgeous. The price, 270, let's call it, round up to £300 for 70ml. I mean, it's a little bit out there. It's an eau de parfum. I kind of would love this for 270 to be a extracted parfum. I'd love this to have more radiance to it. I'd love it to be a bit more of a wall of a fragrance. I'd love it to be a little bit like an amouage fragrance. You can get that wall of fragrance. That's kind of what I want for that price. It smells eloquent, it smells lovely, it smells refined. I'm going to mark it an 8 out of 10. I think it's really gorgeous, actually. I think it's delicious, delightful, quite edible. It's giving me everything I want. But I don't feel I've got the volume I want, and I haven't got that sort of voluminous nature. And I would have loved a wall from this. This would have been gorgeous because I'm enjoying it, and I'd love to enjoy it a little bit more without putting my snout into my arm. Beautifully created, but I just love it a little bit more volume to the fragrance. So if you love that review, thumbs up and subscribe on fascinating, interesting content, lots of moving hands, lots of fragrance views. Hope you stay safe and well. See you soon.